Got a whole party all on the ship. All these four things pull out the VIP. Suck turn up, baby, pour out the milk. So you know how I drip.
And we're about 5 miles northwest of downtown Tampa at beautiful Raymond James Stadium near Florida's Gulf Coast. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Here's the punter, Bradley Pinion, on to get us started. And off we go from Tampa. This will be taken in at the 1. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36.
At their own 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. Devontae Freeman, they're not going to get him. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A big play there on the first play of the game. 64 yards on the ground. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation.
Check 43.
They'll look to run with Freeman. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Devontae Freeman taking it in. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Extra point attempt to follow here. It's good, and that gives the Falcons a 7-0 lead.
The score, Falcons 7, Buccaneers nothing. Sam Martin set to kick off.
Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Be a long day for you.
Now it's a bootleg with Prescott. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Ronald Jones, first carry for the USC man. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. Going to give this time to the tailback. And the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it. And the Falcons grab it. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. On first down, it's Freeman. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Escaping the pressure right. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
On 3rd down, Devontae Freeman. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Got what he needed for the first down with a gain of 2. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Davis. Off play action. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line.
51, Mike. Mike, 51. And we're pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet.
Davis now to throw again. Dancing to his left. He'll run it, and he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
They got to get to the 23 here on 3rd. From the gun, it's a run for Freeman. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Davis now. And he rips that one incomplete there. He was trying to get it to Taywan Taylor. And it's 3rd down.
I know in every game we do, we talk about momentum. That was a momentum play lost. And now there could be a letdown because they didn't get the interception.
Yeah, you could almost hear the collective gasp on the sideline as he could not come up with that football. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive.
Get in the right room. Mike 51. Here we go.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. And now with a play clock winding down, a whistle and possibly a false start. So out now comes the field goal unit for the Falcons. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. And his kick is right there. It's good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Now it's Martin to do the honors after the made field goal. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. The Clemson Tiger, Vic Beasley, reaches home that time.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. They'll run it with Jones. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
5 men in the secondary now for the Falcons on 3rd down.
Let's go. Kill. Check. Go on to 53. Switch gears. Here we go. Go to 54. Go to 54. Wide.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And he returns it to the end zone. A fumble recovery touchdown for the Bucks. So this defense clicking early in the year. Week 1, the return for a touchdown.
The organization made a concerted effort in the offseason to improve this defense. I have to say they like the early returns.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. This will be taken in at the 1. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
At their own 32-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Freeman again, a first down carry. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports.
Buccaneers 7.
Now on 2nd and 13. Davis. They'll set up the screen for Freeman. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was 3rd and short, okay? They decided to throw the football incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
Would have been a decently long field goal, 51 yards from here, but instead they're going to go for it. On 4th down, Davis. It's Kelsey on the grab. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
On 1st and 10, Davis. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The tight end Kelsey was the intended target. That, Charles, the first interception he's thrown here in year number 2.
And I know it's just the first one, but didn't it feel like what we saw from him last year, where he was plagued by this type of a play? And they thought that, over the offseason, going into a second season, some of that would go away. Thus far, still looks a lot like his rookie year.
A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 22-yard line.
A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3.
Hey, kill. Hey, kill.
Now Prescott toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd and short.
We always talk about receivers. If the ball hits your hand, you're supposed to haul it in, but it is hard to adjust to a pass thrown a little bit behind you.
That one was all the momentum going forward. Couldn't contort his body back to grab it. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Prescott now, option right. He can run for it, and he will. Oh, Prescott stripped, and the Falcons grab it. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. And that one coming on his opening carry of the season. Do you give him a mulligan?
You would like to, but this game counts. If this were preseason, he'd get a mulligan. But this is for real, so not expecting that at all. Got to find a way to take care of it. I'm sure he'll get other opportunities.
Now Davis. Following the fumble recovery, he'll throw. He's going to fire one deep over them, and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Jonathan Jones. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. CD, I know it's just his. Second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
You ain't doing nothing today.
On second down, it's Jones. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. He's already put it on the ground once in this first half. There, no gain, just struggling to get going.
Yeah, and what he needs right now, a dose of confidence, which means his guys have to chop a hole, a big one for him, give him a chance to run a little bit, and gain some of that confidence back. He didn't get it on that carry.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming. We're going to 54. Why? Check 50. 26.
Prescott on 3rd and 2. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. First catch of the new season for him. And he picks up the first. And the head coach reaches for the red flag, tosses it down on the field. He wants a challenge here.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
For Buccaneers, first down. First and 10.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the play. And got his man complete. The 20, 10, touchdown, Tampa Bay. Mike Evans, 75 yards. And the Bucks have taken the lead. Well, they went play action there and set it up nicely for him. I mean, he can flat fly, and they hit him downfield.
And it doesn't take much to create that extra bit of space that a guy of his speed needs. If you go play action, all you want is just a moment where the guy's covering, take their attention somewhere else, and then he's by him. And once he's by him, there's no catching him. As they always like to say, if a receiver's even to a defensive back, that means he's leaving.
Unless that DB is Charles Davis, right?
In that case, he left me a long time ago.
Come on now.
Trust me.
At their own 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say that great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite of that level and not of that age. But I
was going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
45.
Davis throwing on 3rd and long. Open man is Taylor. He's got it. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 41. Looking to throw. Davis. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter. A lot of time. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Now the Bucks going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. The Falcons on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. On the draw, this will be Freeman. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll send you cross-state to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have all the stats and all the scores from games going on during another busy Sunday in the National Football League. Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. First down, Prescott. A dump underneath to Jones. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Bucks get the quick strike touchdown. Well, they were back in the shadows of their own goalpost, and that flipped quickly.
So much for playing it safe. I mean, a conservative, easy call. Run the football, take care of it, create some space, punt the ball away. But no, let's throw it. And sometimes a defense's aggressiveness is used against them, because when you've got people backed up, your natural inclination is to try and really force them back, and sometimes they get burned that way.
And they got burned there. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Now a throw for the All-Pro Kelsey is complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
First down.
Back to throw. Davis is going to float this one deep right side. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls, and you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. Looking to throw. Davis. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. Here's Sam Martin now as he'll kick it away for the second time. Oh, he's going to go ahead and field it. And all deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. And the Falcons grab it. And this is going to be brought back. It's a scoop and score for the Falcon TD. So this defense clicking early in the year. Week 1, the return for a touchdown.
The organization made a concerted effort in the offseason to improve this defense. I have to say they like the early returns.
Now the Falcons will bring the offense back out, and they'll go for 2.
You're not ready. You're not ready. 45, 45. 45. Here we go, here we go. 45, 45. Mike, now. Here we go, D, get off the field. Hey, check Mike, 45.
They'll look to throw. Complete, the tight end Kelsey. But he is not going to make it into the end zone. They stop him short, so they'll add only 6 as we come up on halftime. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And some room to work. 20, 10, and he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
And, partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again, and again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. And we'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This is fielded at the goal line. And he loses the football a second time. And the Falcons grab it. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop it right around the one.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score one touchdown,
you're
without a doubt. And so far today, he's got one, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
They come out here in the I. Second and goal from the one. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Can't afford another delay here as they come up again on second and goal. Back to throw. Davis. And this is incomplete. His favorite target, Travis Kelce, the intended receiver. But now it's third and goal. In their mind, certainly a field goal try would be a letdown. They have the great starting field position. Now facing third down. Looking to throw. Davis. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Jake Butt there to make the grab as his guys are back within a single score.
The kicker on for the extra point.
No surprise there. Third and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, he might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away.
The Bucks take over first.
That's it, baby. We gonna work.
Their own 25-yard line.
The Bucks offense set to begin their next possession. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. From the 30 on second down, Prescott, and he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. Tack McKinley made his way into the backfield. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
Going to 52. Back. Watch twist. Going to 54. Going to 54.
On third down, it's Prescott. And that is incomplete.
Partner, the way this offense has marched up and down the field during this game, it's almost a surprise to see an incomplete pass on third down, isn't it?
Yeah, they have had their foot on the gas all game long, but here finally stalling out. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Back to the ground, this time to Freeman. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. The run defense, they have been porous at times today, but not that last go-around.
No, they really tightened it up, didn't they? They finally got themselves a win because all game long we've seen them get gashed. This time they played their responsibilities, played their keys, and made a nice stop.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Here's Davis to throw from his end zone. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. And taken at the 46. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Buccaneer offense will be set up well as they take over. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Here we go, 46. Here we go again. 46.
Out of the pistol, the give to Jones.
It's right.
Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
I smell fear in that offense.
We're going to 54. Right here. Kill. Shoot.
A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on 1st.
Not your conventional play call, but that's okay. You probe the defense a little bit with some of everything in your playbook. That way they have to account for everything as the game moves on.
In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes, and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And Gay knocks this one through, and that'll push the lead up to 8. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
At their own 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Freeman again. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
They've been running it well all game, and why not? The big guys up front, they're just having a ball, creating monster holes for their guys to run through.
The Bucks with an extra defender now in the secondary here on third down. They'll try and run forward with Smith. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a fourth down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
Here's Sam Martin now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Bucks are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the 16, Prescott. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Tack McKinley picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's a right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him on the ground.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
Nice job there defensively. A great time to dial up a blitz.
And give him credit under center instead of throwing it away. Actually, a pretty good job of getting past the line of scrimmage, not losing yardage. And it's complete to Kelsey. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A good pickup there of 22.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that'll make this a second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Davis now on 3rd down. And he will find his man on the outside. And now a fumble. The ball's out.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. If ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
45 tonight, 45.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down. 2nd and long. And he slings one that's incomplete. The intended receiver, Taywan Taylor, and it's 3rd down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. 9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile.
I'm scared.
Back to throw. Davis. His throw caught right around the 6. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th.
Partner, they weren't quite in the red zone, but things are starting to get condensed on the field. Throwing the corner route there, really nice play because it gives them a little bit of room to complete it.
1 score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Check 26, check 26. Say. Let's go. Come on.
Now Davis throwing on 4th down. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. But he will be stopped behind the line as he will not come close to the marker. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Buccaneers defense holds, and they get the football back. The Bucks offense set to begin their next possession. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays, they're going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
He's going to look deep down the field, and that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield, but that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. Open man has got it. It's complete. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer 1st down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Hey, you don't want to see me. You don't want me.
Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. Now the Bucks going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense.
They'll go again to Jones. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively.
But here we go. 45. Ricky. Here we're going to 53. Hatchet. Kill. Turn. Here we go. Going to 54. Going to 54. Watch safety creeping. Safety 26.
Prescott to throw. And that is incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch. Is the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. He's back to throw. To the right side, it's Kelsey. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 17 yards and a 1st down for Atlanta. That right there, career catch number 541, and that's significant because it ties him with Hall of Famer Kellen Winslow, who also obviously played the tight end position.
Yeah, and helped revolutionize it when he was in San Diego. But how about what we're seeing right here? You're talking about 541 catches at the tight end position. You talk about lofty territory, rare air. He has a lot to be proud of in his career.
He'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And nearly intercepted there. That would have been ball game if he had clinched it and caught it. Instead, it gives him one more chance here on 4th down. Looks like the offense is going to take another shot here. They're going on 4th and 13. On 4th down, Davis. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And defensively, that might just seal a Week 1 victory. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Victory formation now for the Buccaneers. Down to a knee they go. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. And they'll indeed take a knee. And just how they envision the start of the season.